So I have a confession. I recently discovered that I am jealous of someone, and I'm not talking about cutesy jealousy. I'm talking about I am genuinely really jealous of someone. I don't know why I'm so bothered by this person. Every single thing they do just bothers me. And then I really thought about it and I'm like, I'm jealous of them. Jealousy is literally misplaced admiration. Me being me, I'm thinking I have done so much work on myself. I've been on my self-development journey. The last time I was jealous of someone was in high school when I wasn't aware of anything. As enlightened as I am, I'm still jealous. As a human being, you are not above any emotion, and that includes jealousy. But in this video, I am going to tell you how you can harness the emotion that is jealousy and use it to your advantage. Because when I tell you guys, you can tap into anything. The same way you can create from a place of love is the same way you can create from a place of jealousy and transform the jealousy into something that is going to impact you in a positive way. So let's get into it. So in this video, I'm not going to speak about jealousy in terms of being in a relationship. I am speaking about jealousy in terms of having emotions of hostility or resentment towards somebody because they have something that you don't have, or because they have things that you don't have. We cannot tackle your jealousy, and you can't actually use it to your advantage if you're busy denying that you're feeling jealous. The first step is for you to actually acknowledge that you're feeling jealous of somebody. When you're jealous of someone, you know at the back of your mind that that's what you're feeling. You're looking at that person and you're admiring the things that they have. It's reminding you that you don't have it. And the thing about jealousy is you start judging yourself through them. They don't think that they're all that. You think that they're all that. As I've said to you, jealousy is misplaced admiration. That is your internal system or your subconscious mind letting you know that you have an unfulfilled desire. And so it needs to be fulfilled. The times that jealousy becomes toxic is, first of all, when you refuse to accept that you're feeling jealous because you think it means that you're a jealous person. You're not a jealous person. You're just experiencing an emotion that is jealousy. The same way, if you drop my favorite perfume and break it and I get angry at you, I'm not an angry person. I just got angry because you did something to trigger me. That's all it is. You've been triggered. You've been reminded that you have an unfulfilled desire. There's an alert system inside of you that is going like, ooh, I want that. And they have it. I want it for myself. The more you refuse to acknowledge that you're feeling jealous of someone, the more that emotion of jealousy is going to transform into envy. And now you're going to become green with envy. Green with envy is now just toxic. Now you start being a bitter, resentful person. And guess what? Nobody likes to be around a bitter and resentful person. You know the people that are so jaded in life, nothing ever works out for them. Every single time you speak to them, they're just complaining about something. That's what happens when you refuse to acknowledge that you're feeling jealous of someone and you allow it to transform into envy. So the first thing we need to do is for you to accept that you're jealous. We cannot harness this emotion if you're busy denying that you're experiencing it. And then second thing, we need to break down the depth of your jealousy. And you can do this either through journaling or do it with a friend. I need you to break down in great detail what is making you jealous about this person. Is it the way they dress? Is it their confidence? Is it the way they hold themselves? Is it the aura that they have? Is it the money they have? Is it the love that they're experiencing? I need you to break it down in great detail. We have been taught to shame ourselves for nothing. I want you to get rid of shame. Do this so freely and to continually remind yourself that you are a human being who is capable of experiencing any emotion, and that includes jealousy. And so there is no point of you shaming yourself through this process. I have a best friend that I love with all my heart and my soul, and we have a session in our friendship that we call confessionals. If I text her and I say confessionals right now, she's gonna call me immediately and we're gonna either talk about something that I want to confess about, something that is an uncomfortable conversation, either about me or her, or me speaking to her about something that I think she should work on, or the opposite. We have a very intentional friendship. Breaking down my emotions of jealousy with her actually was the safest place for me. If you don't have that in your life, you can choose to just journal about it. And I decided to acknowledge it to her to signify to myself that this emotion has no power over me. I refuse to shame myself for an emotion that is normal for me as a human being. I am a human being. I'm not above jealousy. Just because I've been working on myself doesn't mean that I'm not gonna get triggered here and there. I was like, I feel uneasy about this person to the place where it's making me feel like I am beneath them, and I can feel myself overcompensating in their presence. I can feel myself trying so hard to make them see that I don't really care about them. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because on a subconscious level, I'm trying so hard to be cold to that person because I feel like they think they're all that. And really and truly, they don't think they're all that. I think they're all that. And that is crazy because I am building all these fantasies in my head because that's what they are. You're experiencing the emotion of jealousy purely from fluff, purely from imagination. It's imagination that is making you go crazy, babes. And this is how powerful your subconscious mind is. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between the emotions that you're experiencing from facts or from imagination alone. Maybe you're in your 40s, you are really good at your job and everyone praises you at your job. And then now here comes this 25-year-old girl, stunning as ever, and she's come with all the information, she's come with all the new information and new energy, and that's all you've seen. That's all you've seen. Somebody younger than you has come to work in the same company as you, and then your brain starts doing all the magic. Oh my god, they're younger than me, they're better than me, they're probably gonna take my job away from me. I mean, they're prettier, people are gonna be nicer to them, they have all these years under their belt. Oh my god, these people are gonna force me to retire. None of those things have happened. Your brain is just going wild with ideas, and people say that the Lulu is not the Sululu. The craziest part about imagination is you start creating the emotions from that imagination, and because of the law of attraction, your imagination and the feelings that you've attached to that, they start to manifest. And you think that being the Lulu is not the Sululu? Being the Lulu is the Sululu. In this case, you're being delusional in a negative way. If your mind is powerful enough to cause you so much distress over fluff, is it not then logical to assume that your brain can do the same thing with good? Jealousy and envy is rooted in a lack mentality. You think that if somebody else has something, that somehow it's taking it away from you. We live in a world that is infinitely abundant. Do you understand what infinite means? You can take all that you want and there's still going to be enough left for me. I'm gonna give you an analogy. Imagine there's an infinite ocean of abundance and you're told you can go fetch water in that ocean, and you decide to show up there with half a measuring cup, and then you see somebody else in a massive truck fetching the same water, and then you start complaining, why are you here with the truck? Babe, the amount of water is infinite. You're making a choice to show up there with half a cup. Just because someone has something doesn't take it away from you. One of my dream cars is a Porsche. Well, a Porsche Taycan to be specific. So every single time I see someone driving a Porsche, if they can have it, it means it's confirmation that I can. Because there is no difference between that person and me. There's no difference between the person who's driving a Porsche and me who still doesn't have a driving license. Our intrinsic value is the same. Maybe they figured out a way to get there faster than I have, but that doesn't take away from the fact that my time is coming and I am still going to drive my Porsche Taycan at some point. It doesn't take anything away from me. And so when I see someone who has something that I have, it's confirmation that I am next. It's confirmation that the level of abundance that I imagine is possible. I would never see someone who's doing engineering and feel jealous of them. I don't care for engineering. I don't want to be an engineer. In fact, when I see that, I'd be happy for them. Good for you. But I don't want to be an engineer. So no. So there is no part of me that is going to feel jealous. I don't care for that. I would never be jealous of something that I don't want. So this jealousy is a guidance system. It's telling you something that you need to know about yourself. Okay, it's telling you, okay, this is important to you. So let's now start figuring out how we can make it happen. Let's start figuring out what we can do to bring this forth. What can I do in my capacity right now to start working on this? We can now start creating an action plan to help you start creating your own success, because that jealousy has informed you of what you want. If you're so busy denying that you're jealous, then you won't have the soundness to know that there's a way out. For example, the girl that I was jealous of in high school, I don't feel like that anymore because I was jealous of her aura. I would see the way she carries herself and I really admired that. I really wanted to have that for myself. And currently, I am that. I have worked on myself to the point where I'm so proud of who I am and how I carry myself. If I was to interact with that girl again right now, I would not feel less than her. I am confident in who I am. I'm confident in what I have to offer. I have put in the work in myself. The jealousy is about you. You can glow up out of spite. You can glow up just to spite someone. You can use any emotion to your advantage. But if you're so busy shaming yourself of an emotion that is so normal, then how are you ever gonna do that? You can feel all the jealousy and the envy that you want to feel, but I promise you it will never take away from that person. And the only person that will be experiencing the consequences of envy is you. You can never be too envious for someone to take away what they have. I had to remind myself the fact that the girl that I'm jealous of has like 5 Chanel bags is a reminder that that level of wealth is possible for me too. I can also have my walk-in closet with my 10 Birkins. I need to stop playing small with my career. I need to lock in and focus and start creating the life that I envision for myself, because somebody else is showing me that it's possible. I don't care what they had to do to get it. They were just born into the money, or maybe they're dating someone who has money. That's none of my concern. My concern is they have what I want. I'm gonna do what it takes for me to get it. Whatever your path is going to be towards you getting whatever you want, it's probably gonna be different from what they had to do, but it's your journey. Things are only going to be embarrassing if you decide that they are. There are certain things that my younger self would never do because she thought it was embarrassing, that my current self does with ease. There is nothing embarrassing about experiencing jealousy. Clock it. And I'm saying this in capital letters, bold and underlined. Do not engage in gossip about this person. In the effort of you lying to yourself that you're so good of a human being and you can't feel jealous, you might feel tempted to gossip about this person in a way to validate yourself. That is how you turn that jealousy into envy. That's how you become a green, envious monster. You are literally creating a little community with people that also feel jealous about that person, because the only way they'd be gossiping about that person like that is because it's misplaced admiration. You start getting more and more reason to feel envious about them, and now you start feeling like they don't even deserve to have all these things. I work harder than them. How come I don't have this? Engaging in gossip is only going to worsen the situation. Comparison is the thief of joy. But do you really understand why comparison is the thief of joy? Comparison is actually so dumb. It's one of the dumbest things that we have ever as a society come up with. We're completely different people. I can see someone that is beautiful and I know that their beauty doesn't take away from me. All my friends are stunning and yet they look nothing alike. How do I compare a lip gloss and my phone? They're not the same thing. I cannot compare things that are not the same. So how do you compare yourself to somebody that is not you? The only time that comparison works is if you're comparing yourself to you. That is a valid comparison because the composition of what makes you is the same composition as what makes you. And so the only comparison that really should happen is between you and yourself. For example, I'm a YouTuber. There's so many other YouTubers. Am I the first person to speak about jealousy? No. But the way I say things is going to be different from how they say things. I am a different person. I've gone through different experiences. I look different from them. I'm a different skin color, and there is no one else in this world that is me but me. And so comparing myself, I'm always going to fall short because I'm not them and they're not me. It's not a fair comparison. Regardless of how hard you try to be someone else, you will never be someone else. You can only be the best version of you. And so when you figure out what it is that is making you jealous, come back to yourself and make it mean something for you. Start creating that reality for yourself so that the next time you interact with that person, you actually feel, I'm worthy of being in this space. Because I experienced jealousy, my emotional system guided me and told me what is important to me. This is a good example of me harnessing my jealousy. Created a video idea. You saw jealousy, I saw a content opportunity. We're not the same. We're not the same. Anyway guys, that is it from me. I am currently in a glow up period in my life, so any guidance that I get, whether it comes in form of jealousy or anger or whatever, I am going to harness whatever emotion to get ahead. And I recently lost 28 pounds. You can watch that video here, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.